It's back! Guys, I didn't think I'd be making this video. You know, about 3 weeks ago on a Sunday morning when I sat here and told y'all that the 2020 college football season was gone. It was a disaster. You might as well hang it up, put it up on the shelf. You're pissing on a rope if you're talking about having football. Hell, guess what? Tonight, in about an hour, we are going to see the kickoff of college football for the 2020 season, FCS style. Yeah, the Austin Peay Governors of the Ohio Valley Conference taking to the road, traveling over to Conway, Arkansas to take on the Central Arkansas Bears of the Southland Conference. I'm pumped. I couldn't be more pumped about it. Central Arkansas is a team I've never heard of before. They must be an expansion team in the Southland Conference. Yeah, because, I've heard of Lamar, heard of Stephen F. Austin, I've heard of Nicholls State, I've heard of all of them, but I ain't never heard of no Central Arkansas. But guess what? They made the FCS playoffs last year. I didn't know that. And so did Stephen F. Austin. And so did Austin Peay, who is the opponent tonight of the Central Arkansas Bears. Now, I've been knowing about them. They're from Tennessee, Cookeville, I believe it is, up in the northern part of Tennessee, you know, right there on the Kentucky line, which makes you, you know, just slightly redneck, but not quite full-blown hillbilly status, but yeah, you're almost there. It's almost like Clemson, okay? Because you're just this close to the hills and Deliverance Country and all that stuff, but you're also this close to civilization, so we can't quite classify you. Well, the hell with it. We can classify y'all as hillbillies all we want to. Anyway, I'm glad to see college football back tonight. Even though it is on the FCS level, it doesn't matter. I guarantee you, tonight will be, well, I'm not going to guarantee you that it's going to be the highest viewed or top-rated FCS game ever, because they've had some pretty good championship games, old North Dakota State and Furman, Georgia Southern, teams like that back in the past, back when App State was knocking it out of the park, back when Marshall was FCS and Randy Moss was running all over the place. He did play for Marshall when they was FCS for a couple of years. And then he played for them when they were in the Mid-America Conference, I do believe. But this is one I'm looking forward to. It's been a long time, man. College football could not have come back soon enough. And I hope all y'all are glued to that TV set tonight. Just some stuff I want to talk about as far as that game goes. I'm going to take the home team. I looked at their stats from last year, and on the Rob Comer and Cal show, I picked Austin Peay just because I'm familiar with them. I know a little bit more about them. You know, I know it's a team that Georgia likes to play sometimes and beat by 40 or 50 points, you know, when they're getting ready to take on East Tennessee State the next week before the real SEC schedule starts. So I know a little bit more about them, I guess, but Central Arkansas is pretty good. And there's really not a huge difference. I guess Central Arkansas is what, Division II, up until, you know, just whenever they came into the Southland Conference. So there's not a huge jump from Division II to FCS. If there is, then sit here and tell me how I'm wrong and how I'm not in tune with my smaller college athletics. But I would not think that there's that much of a big deal. Yep, right behind me, see the fire going. Yeah, I lit the fire for the old grill, grilling some hamburgers tonight. We're going to eat them with no bread, no buns. I ain't ate no buns in a few months. Honestly, this little low-carb diet's working pretty well for me. And I had some of the knockoff brand Matchlight charcoal that I brought from a grocery store around here. It was a store brand. And I didn't have quite enough to fill that thing up, so I complemented it with some of this. Any of you Southerners ever use that? Royal Oak. Only thing I got Royal Oak. I got it from a variety store around here. And the only other time I ever seen Royal Oak was out, like on one of the outfield signs, the old Atlanta Braves, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. They had a Royal Oak charcoal sign out there. This stuff is weird though, bro. It's weird. I'm just gonna pick it up. You ever seen it? It's like, I don't know. It's not like regular charcoal. It's weird. It jingles like Santa Claus is coming to see you. It's in these chunks. But stop that. I'm going to feed you in a minute. Don't eat the goddamn charcoal. This freaking dog, man. He's nuts. But that's all I know about Royal Oak charcoal. And I ain't all that impressed with it. But, I mean, it just adds some girth to your grill. So that's what we really need right now. On another note, something else I want to talk about, Gamecocks scrimmage today in Williams-Brice Stadium for the first time in 2020 season since we started practice. And I watched the presser from Will Muschamps. Of course, there was no fans there, none of that stuff. But I'll tell you this about Coach Muschamps. We've all said this before, or I've said this before in the past. And, you know, if he's opening his mouth, he's probably lying. So, you know, we really don't know exactly what's going on. But I am impressed listening to him talk about the Mike Bobo offense. And this is why. It's just because I feel like Mike Bobo is going to be, even though he had really, really marginal... Hold on a sec. Let me turn these old lights on this fancy umbrella here. Well, can we do it? What's going on? Okay. The one in the middle's not working. Why? Okay, whatever. I don't have time to mess with this. He does seem to be the type of coach to me that Will Muschamps not going to be able to push around. I feel like Brian McClendon, our last offensive coordinator, I feel like Brian was a good offensive mind. I liked Brian McClendon. Let me take these sunglasses off. I'm not inside. My name's not Pigskin Pete, and it's not Uncle Lou. And I don't need to wear sunglasses inside. And even though they can do that all day long, I respect them, give them big props for doing that. Shout out to you, Pigskin Pete, and shout out to Uncle Lou. I love you guys, but I can't see in them. Mike Bobo, I don't think he's the kind of guy that's going to be able to push around. Brian McClendon was, in my opinion, a good young football mind. I mean, hell, he went out there after Mark Richt got fired. That whole Georgia staff got fired and won a damn bowl game against Penn State. Right? Didn't he? So, you know, we can, you know, deduce from that what we want to. But the fact of the matter is, he had some good play calls. He threw and passed and ran for more yards in 2018 than Clemson had seen put up against them by like 3 teams from the ACC combined. Granted, he had some really good skill position players there, namely Deebo Samuel at wide receiver, who wasn't there last year, namely Keel Pollard at tight end, who wasn't there last year. But I just don't feel like that Brian was ever totally trusted to run his offense the way he wanted to. I don't think Will Muschamps ever went hands off like he said he was going to, which, like I've told you guys before, if he opens his mouth, he's fucking lying. There you go. He never did. He never did. The Missouri game last year is a point of reference I will go back to a million times. We were running the ball in that game. We were having success doing it. It was a close game at halftime, even though, you know, Ryan Helinski tried to throw a touchdown pass to himself in the first quarter. We all know how that ended up. But when we were doing good, running the ball, all of a sudden, we're throwing the ball around everywhere, and he's having no success doing it. He's hurt. We don't know why the hell he's doing it, but we're throwing the ball. Okay? It's like, what, 2nd and 5 inside our own 4-yard line. Yeah, we're going to try to throw a little pass out in the flat, which gets intercepted and taken back like 97 yards. You freaking idiot. And from what I've heard, he told McClendon, hey, let's not be afraid to put that thing in the air a little bit now. Now, I don't know what context it had. I don't know how many times he said it, and I don't know where he meant exactly to do it at. Fact of the matter is, he's the head coach. The guy's going to do what you say. Dude, you suck. Dude, you suck. You're an idiot, and I swear I like you. And listen to his press conference today. Some of the answers that he gave were good. They were well thought out. You can tell he's an intelligent guy. He knows how to coach the game of football. He's a good football mind, especially defensively. The thing that concerned me a lot, the one statement that concerned me the most out of that whole entire presser was him talking about our second-string defensive line and the fact that they suck ass. And they need a lot of work. That's not good, y'all. That's not good. Especially when you saw how damn inept that damn offense was last year, whether it was through McClendon's guidance or his damn meddling in it, one way or the other, that offense sucked. And that defense was on the field a lot. And if our second-string defensive line is not on point this year, we're going to get ran the hell out of the building a bunch of times. We need to get that corrected. And we really do. He talked about the same things, some snaps and some drops, some things we could have done better. I like the fact that he's talking about all the quarterbacks. They all need to be ready. They're all going to get reps. The other thing I don't like about that, though, is the fact that he's even in tune with the quarterbacks. You need to stay out of the quarterback room. Joe Cox is the dude that's the quarterback coach, okay? Mike Bobo is the offensive coordinator. You need to stay away from him, dude. Just stay away from the offense. Stay away from the offensive rooms. Stay away from the offensive game plan. Stay away from the goddamn offensive dry erase board. Stay away from the offensive dinner and team meetings. Stay away from it, period. You can go hang out with the defense. You can go hang out with the special teams. I don't care. You do not need to be anywhere near where the movement of the football in a forward motion is discussed. Because guess what? You're an idiot and you suck at it. That's why you don't need to be anywhere around it. Take your seat where it needs to be taken, sir. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, good things are not going to happen. Good things are not going to happen. He did talk about another subject, which may be kind of controversial for some, maybe not for some others. They scrimmaged today in the stadium, and Monday or tomorrow they're going to, I don't know, look at some film, lift some weights, whatever. Monday they're going to take half the day off for COVID testing. The rest of the day off, they're going to take off to protest on campus about the Jacob Blake shooting. You know, you need to do what your players want to do. You need to do what your players want to do. And that's the bottom line. You know, if this is a thing that's going to bring your players together and get your team some more solidarity, then that's what we need to do. You've done it once already this year, and you know, I appreciate that, and that's you know, I already talked about it, and it was a big showing of support. Thing about it is, dude, you need to be able to speak to why you're doing certain things. In that press conference today, somebody asked you that they asked you during that press conference, you know, maybe, you know, it looks like it's coming out that the police may not have been at fault in this thing. I mean, what do you say to that? And all of a sudden, he's kind of, instead of giving out something, and you had to know that question was coming, man. You had to have known it was coming. Instead of giving out a well-thought-out answer, which you did about all the football-related questions, you kind of snap and you're like, because I watched the film, and that's what I think, and that's what my players think. That don't hold no damn water. That don't hold no water. That's strictly opinion. That's strictly opinion. You ain't got no facts behind that. whatsoever. You need to be able to give a more articulate, well thought out answer. Just like a few years ago, when somebody asked you about your friend, DJ Durkin, you know, the one that's the defensive coordinator down at Ole Miss right now, who basically let a player get murdered under his watch, and you wanted to defend him, talking about, you know, well, anonymous sources said that. Well, I don't have any damn faith in anonymous sources. Dude, you say the wrong things to the media sometimes. I mean, you really do. You just don't think about it. But they're going to do that. So, good deal. Let's just remember, we got Tennessee coming up, and it's in less than a month. And they took the day off of practice yesterday. Took the day off, right? We got a chance to get a leg up on them. You know, they're missing practices. You know, we're not. Jeremy Pruitt said they had a bunch of positive COVID cases up there. So they took the day off of practice. And now, all of a sudden, on Saturday, they resume practice. I mean, there's positive COVID cases, and they don't have them. That's the thing that scares me about this thing. It really scares me about it. And the thing is, the numbers in all the states are dropping. And they're going up in the schools, the universities, because people are getting in these frat parties. They're getting in these sorority parties. They're getting around amongst each other. They're intermingling here, there, and whatever. And they're not socially distancing. They're not masking. And they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And those numbers are growing. And it scares me. But Jeremy Pruitt, let me ask you this. How the hell you go from so many positive cases on Friday that you need to cancel practice to Saturday? Well, it's okay. We've had some tests that were positive, but we're going to move forward. See, that's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me. You know, the state medical commissioners, you know, the state whatever, I don't know what you call the Surgeon General in the state. I guess the state surgeon. These people are not stepping in to intervene with this stuff. They're just letting some rogue damn football coach who looks like a goof and wears all orange in a damn practice, looks like a goddamn creamsicle drop from top to bottom, make medical decisions about everybody's future. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's right. That don't sit right with me. I think somebody else needs to go investigate that. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not excluding Coach Boone from this. They're saying that we have nothing going on down there. There was one person in the football building who was infected like last month, and now they're not. I don't know that I trust that, man. How can Tennessee have all these tons and tons of cases, and we ain't got nothing going on? That's bullshit. I don't know that I believe it. I think there's some out there. I think there's some stuff being hidden. So somebody probably needs to get to the bottom of that. But I don't want the college football season to get canceled. I don't want it to get delayed anymore. I don't want any more damn monkey wrenches thrown out there. But the safety of these dudes is what's most important. I'm telling you, the safety of them, the fans, the coaches, everybody out there is what's most important here. We need to get on the damn backside of this thing. We need to get on the backside of it, sliding down towards a resolution. You know, we don't need to have a bunch of positives all of a sudden pop up, and then all of a sudden we're right down back where we started at. I don't want to see it happen. So Muschamps, Monday, y'all are going to protest on campus. That's cool. Stay 6 feet apart, man. Stay masked up, because you still want to be spurs up to your toes up. But you don't want to be toes up before it's time to be toes up. You know what I'm saying? So mask your players up. Make them do the right thing. You do the right thing. I got to trust your judgment on this, man. I got to trust your judgment on this because I have no one else to put faith in. Don't try to push your offensive coordinator around. Let him do his thing. You get over there. You get involved with the defense. Find out why that damn second-string defensive line is fucked up, and let's fix it, okay? Go Gamecocks. I love college football. I want to see this season played out in its entirety. I want to see a national champion crown. God dang, at this point, I don't care if the fucking Clemson Tigers win the damn national championship. I just want to see a 2020. You will never hear me say such a thing, but I don't care if the freaking Clemson Tigers win the damn national championship this year. Because guess what? You won't be beating us on your road to it. That's about all I got to say about that. This fire is starting to die down. It's time to grill some hamburgers. I'll see y'all later. Appreciate it. Peace. And I'm out. Go Gamecocks. Woo!